Hello, hello, and welcome to this week's episode of The Hard Choice. My name is Brad Draper, and I am your host. I am grateful you are here. Truthfully, I am ecstatic that you decided to spend your time, your precious time, for these next 15 minutes with me. That you find value enough to listen to the entire episode. And I would have you to consider to listen to the whole thing in one stretch. Because there are thoughts and processes that I want you to think about. After all, my purpose in being here, recording this video, recording this audio, is to have you think. That is, have you ask and answer questions with yourself. Because in reality, I can tell you fun stories, I can give you insights, I can give you ideas, but at the end of the day, it is your thought processes that actually move the needle. Being excited, being pumped up is awesome. Going to events is awesome. They can build up this motivation, but that won't really get you through the difficult times, right? That's really not going to get you past when everything kind of comes barreling down and the load weighs on your shoulders. But here I am, and I want you to consider the things that I talk about. I have a story to tell you today, and I don't think it's really a story that I have shared on this podcast. And it's the story of, let's see, can you see that? There it goes. My purple thumbnail. For those that are watching the video, you can see I'm holding up my hand, right? Trying to figure out this video thing. I'm trying to adapt. I'm trying to learn. And in all things, when you first start at it, there's a learning curve. So here I am, figuring out the learning curve. But the purple nail, this is the reason why you see my background here. It's purple. My words on my video feed, on my socials, on my Instagram, they're purple. My personal brand logo, purple. They're all purple for a reason. And there's actually a lot of reasons. But we're going to get into the primary reason and where it all originated from. Right here, right now. So I'm going to take you back. February 2022. At this point in the recording, it's about a year and a half or so ago. I was blessed to go on a trip to Mexico. I went to an orphanage to help be with kids. This orphanage cost $5,000. Or the trip cost $5,000, excuse me. And that money, all of it, 100% goes to the nonprofit, this orphanage. And we were building bathrooms, dorm rooms, and a medical facility down there in Mexico. It was, at the time, and still is, a decent amount of money, $5,000, to spend 4 days with a group of people helping these children. And at the end of the day, really just loving on them, really just spending quality time with them, and then dedicating a small amount of what I'm able to do. But I'm going to take it back a little bit on where this happened. I was attending a virtual event because I was unable to attend this event in person due to financial reasons. I wasn't able to fly down to Vegas and stay in the hotels and do the food thing, but I was blessed to attend it virtually. At the end of this event, the opportunity to invest in the mastermind, in the training programs, in the mentorship, and ultimately go to Mexico and be a part of this philanthropic trip. I chose to serve. And in fact, that was actually more expensive than some of the options. But I really felt a call in my heart to go and serve with these people. And I really wanted to get to know the person that runs the organization, the nonprofit. He is someone I have looked up to for quite a few number of years. So I swiped my credit card and I went to Mexico. And while I was down there, I had a world-changing experience. Not just my world, but the whole world. While I was there, I was with a group of people. There was about 40 of us. And this group of people are the type of people that donate $5,000 and go to an orphanage in Mexico. Namely, they were pretty much all entrepreneurs, business owners, and philanthropists. And it was such a beautiful experience. I got to see firsthand what money can really do and the real purpose of money. You see, we live in a world where money has this dichotomy that it's a good thing and can be used to serve, but it's typically tied to egotistical things and narcissistic things. But that's not it at all. Money is just an energy, and it's the second highest vibrating energy next to time, yet it moves faster than time. I can pay a mentor 10 grand, 100 grand to teach me in 1 month or 1 year what they learned over a 10-year window of time. So it can compress time. You can learn things quicker when you pay money because the vibrational frequency of money. Super cool to learn about. I got to see what money can do. I watched people that I now look up to literally tipping with $100 bills in Mexico. For those that don't know where we were, that's probably dang near pushing a year's salary for some of those people. And they were tipping at taco shacks with $100 bills. This was not a flex. This was not trying to show what they can do, but they were trying to serve and trying to love in a way that most people would never do. So while we were there, we were told the little girls like to paint the guys' fingernails. And I said, let's go. You can paint my fingernails. So I ran down to where the kids were painting, and I sat in the chair. And I put my hand down on the table, and this little girl, she was probably 5. She doesn't speak English, and I don't speak Spanish. She looked at me, and she's like, She literally backed away and was fairly intimidated. So I slid the colors, the nail polish colors over to her and then put my hand down again. And she was still shaking her head. No, not happening. You're scary. Maybe it's the bald head and beard, I don't know. And so I grabbed the girliest color that she had. It was purple. And I painted my thumbnail to try and tell her, it's okay. You can paint my nail. You're safe. And so I painted my nail, and that was it. That was the trigger. She decided it was okay to paint my nail, and she proceeded to paint the rest of my 9 fingernails. And it was a really cool experience watching her do this. And then another gentleman sat down, and he painted one of his nails, and then she painted the rest of his nails. But there was a third gentleman that was there that kind of stood around and was watching. I later spoke to him, and he told me that he was jealous that we got our nails painted and he did not. And I said, well, what did you do? He said, well, I stood there. Awesome. But what did you do? I said, well, I stood and I waited. I said, okay, that's cool. But I sat down. I slid these colors over. I painted my thumbnail. What did you do? And he paused for a moment and he said, I didn't do anything. And I told him, I said, that is exactly correct. You did nothing, therefore you received nothing. I want you to think about that in your life. He did nothing, therefore he received nothing. And then later that day, I was talking to this mentor of mine, plus other gentlemen and women that also became mentors of mine. And I told them I was going to keep my nail purple forever. I'm never going to not have a purple thumbnail on my left hand. to signify to me what I learned. And they said, well, what is it that you learned? I said, number one, money is just an energy. It has a job. Just like a hammer can build a house or can injure somebody, money can be used for good and not so good. The choice is yours. And then two, when you have an opportunity to do something, to serve someone, to do anything, if you don't act, you don't receive. And this mentor of mine said something I will never forget. He said, it's awesome to go on mission trips. It's awesome to serve in your local food kitchen. It's awesome to hand out food to the homeless in your local neighborhoods. But somebody paid for the food, somebody paid for the building, and somebody paid for the trip. Why not you? Then he proceeded to say what I will never forget. He said, it is our obligation to become stupid rich so we can have a stupid reach. I want to repeat that. It is your obligation to become stupid rich so you can have a stupid reach. Where in your life are you not taking opportunities? Where in your life are you not giving with what you have been blessed? Because if you don't take those things and those gifts that I spoke about before and utilize them for good, a gift can be given, but a gift can also be taken away. Where in your life are you missing the opportunity by choice? You see it. You see the opportunity. That's a great opportunity. And then you walk right past. Or even worse, how many times does an opportunity present itself to you and you didn't even see it because you didn't have the eyes to see? Just like a muscle, your reticular activating system, it's the thing in your brain that cues into things that you find important, it needs to be worked. It needs to know when things are important. And if you constantly step over opportunities, you will constantly miss opportunities because our consciousness is a fantastic filter. That's all it really does. It filters in so we can make decisions appropriately and not be overloaded. So I ask you right now, what is your purple nail? What is your story? What drives you? But more importantly, what opportunities are being presented to you and what are you doing about them? When you have an opportunity to spend $5,000 to go to an orphanage with people you don't know, in a place you've never been, to serve people you don't know, what is your immediate thought? Is your immediate thought, that's too much money, I don't have it? Or is your immediate thought, let's go, let's help, let's serve? Because truth be told, I didn't actually have the money. Not in my bank account, but I did on a credit card. And I put it on a credit card. And subsequently, blessings came and I was able to pay that off fairly quickly. Blessings that I do not believe would have come had I not taken the leap. You have to take the leap. Action precedes action. Where you focus, you find. I say these all the time. I'm hoping it is burning in your brain that when you see an opportunity, you take it because you sit there and say, well, Brad says action precedes action. I need you to act. Your family, your friends, those all around you, and those people you have yet to meet need you to act. Because if you don't act, you will not receive. It is your duty, it is your obligation to act and to get stupid rich so you have a stupid reach. Now, I know this entire episode was a little bit drawn around this experience that I had that changed my world and will subsequently change the entire world. It was the act of one little 5-year-old girl. It was the act of going to an online event because I was unable to go in person. And instead of saying, I can't make it in person, I guess I shouldn't go, I found a way to attend via Zoom. I found a way. I'm telling you, there's a way. You just have to search it. You just have to look. You just have to act. Instead of sitting back and wallowing in the rain. You can sit in the puddle in the rain, or you can dance in the rain. The choice is yours. I love you guys, and I want you to win so bad. That is why I'm here. That is why I'm getting uncomfortable in front of a camera or in front of a microphone and giving everything I have to try and influence you to simply act, to simply move, to show up, to be present. That is what I've got for you today. That is what I want you to think about. That is the questions I'm posing in your mind. Where can you act? What can you do right now? Not tomorrow, not in a week, not in a year, and not yesterday. Right now. I love you. I hope you can feel how much I love you through your headphones, through your audio, through your computer, because I do. I'm grateful for you. It is for you that I do all this. Share this message with someone, anyone. May that be your action. Show up today. Tune in to future episodes. Like it, subscribe to it. Download it for future listenings. My handle is Mr. Brad Draper. As always, keep this conversation going with your friends and family. I love you guys. Bye.